Hello everybody and welcome to Tiger Tales One Shot, a place you'll find one-off storylines written and read to you by your host, me, Tai Tiger. Today we're diving into Power Rangers Universe 20, the universe that gave us Mark the Red Corner Stranger and Power Rangers Royal Britannia. In this specific universe, Jared, after being the host of Daishi, does not join the Paishwa Academy. Instead, he gets banished. Now this is his tale. Let's go. The Redemption of the Black Lion Warrior. A tale from Power Rangers Universe 20. In the year 2008, the Paishwa Academy, Jared stood before Casey, Theo, and Lily. The trio still recovering from their final fight with Daishi. Jared dropped down to one knee. "I'm sorry for my actions. I do not want to hurt anyone," Jared pleaded. "I don't know what to do. Surely we can't trust him," Theo barked. "I agree, it's not exactly easy to forgive," Lily chimed. "I think maybe we shouldn't be too hasty. He was being controlled by Daishi," Casey stated. "Exactly. I didn't mean any of the actions. He did," Jared said with a bow. "But you did lash out at Casey before Daishi escaped," Theo mentioned. "That was a stupid move, I will admit," Jared muttered. "I say we throw him in the prison cells for now," Theo grunted. Then RJ came walking up and watched them talk. "I was hoping for redemption, and to join the academy to prove myself," Jared told them. Theo chuckled sarcastically. "That's a stretch," Leo said with a raised eyebrow. Everyone turned to RJ. "Oh, is it my time to talk now?" RJ asked. "Some input would be nice here," Casey said. "I think you should follow your gut feelings. You saved the world. You don't need me anymore." RJ grinned. "I say we don't do either. I say we exile him for now and see what happens," Casey told his team. Everyone agreed, and in agreement, Jared was banished from civilization. 15 years later, Jared roamed the desert. He wore some sound protection poncho, his hair had been combed back. He wandered around until he found a small factory with thick black smoke spitting out of the chimney. Jared had been searching for it for a couple of weeks. According to some resources, the factory had been making plans to bring back the Machine Empire cog army and had been started building cogs. The word around the black market was they were bidding for large amounts of money. Since his banishment, Jared had dealt with several different factions from different evil forces. Someone had started up making cogs once again. Jared had to see what was going on. Jared approached the factory and found a door which was unlocked. He managed to sneak in to the factory and he kept himself down as he bolted down the corridor. He found himself on a bridge above the machines putting cogs together. Jared pulled out a small camera from his side bag and took a few pictures. He saw some cogs stood there guarding the controls. Whoever started rebuilding the cog army had left cogs in charge of guarding the factory. Jared took more pictures, then hopped down to the ground floor and he started looking at the cog machines, when suddenly something caught his attention. He saw a young girl crouched down, hidden in the corner. Jared advanced closer. He could see the girl. She was a late teen with brown hair and she was rather scared. Jared approached slowly. "Why are you here, young one?" Jared asked. I kinda live here," the girl muttered. "In a factory?" Jared replied. "It never used to be a factory," the girl muttered. She looked at Jared, then raised her eyebrow. "Wait a minute, you're a human," she said questionably. "I am, yes. Why is there cogs here?" Jared asked. "Yeah, that's why I stay hidden." "I don't know," the girl explained. "Where is your family?" Jared asked the girl. "Ha! What family?" the girl said back sarcastically. Jared stood up and looked around to make sure no one was around them, when suddenly he crouched back down and carried on talking to her. "You need to get out of here," Jared said with more haste. "I know, but I don't have anywhere to go," the girl sighed. Jared took a deep breath, then he stood and rolled his eyes. He knew of a ranger council that had been built, a society of rangers. If he handed the girl to them, then she would be safe. Also, he gave them the location of the cog factory, then they wouldn't be too mad. He thought about that for a moment and sighed again. He then held out his hand and the girl took it and was pulled to her feet. Jared once again checked his surroundings. "You stay quiet and you stay close. I can get us out of here and get somewhere safe, okay?" Jared muttered. "Okay," the girl nodded. "You got a name?" Jared asked. "Name's Willow," the girl replied. "Nice to meet you, Willow. I'm Jared," Jared said. Then Jared checked around the room and they both kept low as they started advancing around the ground floor. They passed the working machines and left the room. They managed to get outside when suddenly they ran into a group of cogs. They all stood there waiting for them to advance. They're here to stop us, aren't they? Willow muttered. Yeah, they can try, Jared growled. Then he pushed Willow behind him. He threw off his poncho and black and gold energy started emanating off of his hands. Spirit of the mighty lion! Jared roared. Then he threw out his hands and the energy exploded into the lion spirit. Then the lion spirit jumped up and encased Jared, and in a flash he morphed into the Black Lion Warrior. Willow stood there in complete shock and awe as the Black Lion Warrior stood there in his fighting position ready to defend her. Then the Black Lion Warrior ran into the group of cogs. He swung his foot out and kicked one of the cogs as he blocked an attack before he slammed his fist into a cog's chest, sending it flying backwards. He slammed the back of his hand into two cogs beside him, then he picked up a cog and slammed it on the ground. He tripped the cog over and he slammed his fist onto its chest. Then he summoned the lion spirit and sent it out on the hunt. It attacked several of the cogs with its claws and fangs. Then, as the spirit diminished, the group of cogs lay there defeated, their bodies sparking uncontrollably. The Black Lion Warrior stood there victorious. He demorphed and Willow ran up to him. Wow, that was amazing! Willow cheered. Thanks, but it was nothing. Come on, we need to get out of here. This courtyard's daunting, Jared said. Then Jared started walking with Willow and they started reaching the exit. When suddenly, as they reached the exit way, another machine stood in front of them. Hello, Jared, the machine spoke. She was a cream machine with a big X over its face extending out of its head. One of its arms was torn and battered, its exoskeleton and wires were on show, and its legs were the same but in patches, and it had a massive hole in its chest. Who are you? Jared asked. I am Tesla. I work for King Mondo, the machine said. The Machine Empire died on the moon a long time ago, Jared barked. That was a sad day for the Empire, but nevertheless, we can start anew, Tesla said. So, that's why you started this old factory up, Jared noted. Yes, exactly, Tesla agreed. Jared took a step forward. I will stop you, Jared growled. You are the host of the evil Daishi. You could be my partner. We could offer you safety when the Machine Empire rises once again, Tesla snapped. Jared looked at Willow, who looked back at him with fear painted all over her face. I am on the path of redemption. Those actions were not mine, but those of Daishi. I have made peace with the evil actions I caused, was possessed by that monster, Jared roared. Don't make me laugh, Tesla chuckled. Can you actually laugh? Willow barked. Jared threw Willow a glare, which made Willow bat down. Then he released his lion spirit once again, which encased him, and he morphed into the Black Lion Warrior. He ran at Tesla and slammed his fist into the machine. She swung for the warrior, who jumped back and dodged the strike. He then slashed the machine with his claws and kicked the machine in the stomach. Tesla used her normal arm and it transformed into a sonic blaster. She aimed it and fired it at the Black Lion Warrior. The sonic waves hit the warrior and he's thrown off his feet and landed on the ground. He then climbed to one knee. Tesla pressed her chest and the middle section opened up, revealing a missile. It started to glow and it fired at the Black Lion Warrior. The Black Warrior tried to summon his lion spirit, but he stumbled in pain. Willow saw him struggling, so she ran in front of the Black Lion Warrior and screamed. Suddenly, a yellow spirit energy exploded from her, and the spirit of the penguin formed and used its snowboard to hit the missile away. It flew off and hit the side of the factory. An explosion erupted as pieces of the wall started to crumble. No! My beautiful factory! Tesla screamed as the penguin spirit diminished. The Black Lion Warrior stood up and grabbed Willow. He picked her up, spun around, and placed her behind him. He then bolted towards Tesla, grabbed her to the floor, and then he pushed off of her. He launched himself into the air. He summoned his lion spirit, which roared extremely loud. Then the spirit energy wrapped around the warrior's fist. As he fell, he threw his energy charged fist, slamming it into Tesla as he hit the ground. The machine sparked, then exploded underneath the warrior's fist, leaving no trace of her existence. The Black Lion Warrior stood victorious once again. He demorphed, he bent down and picked up a small USB drive. He placed it in his pocket and he walked up to Willow, who stood there rather stunned. What did I just do? The Willow asked. That was your spirit animal. You awakened it. Some people can weaponize their spirits and use it to fight like I can, Jared explained. Jared gestured Willow to follow him as they started walking out of the factory's courtyard. They stopped as several vehicles turned up. Jared stood there defensive as some people climbed out of the vehicles and some of them ran into the factory. Two of the guys and a humanoid rat walked up to them. "Whoa, big rat," Willow muttered. "Don't mind Splinter. I'm Wes and this is Theo," the leading man said. Willow replied. "We picked up on the spiritual pressure. We came as soon as we saw it. How did you do it, Jared?" Theo asked him. "I don't think that was me," Jared stated, looking at Willow. "That was you?" West asked her. Willow nodded. "She has the spirit of the penguin," Jared stated, looking at Theo. "That's Lily's master spirit," Theo stated. "Funny enough, Lily has just picked up a Paishwa Academy in the Arctic. Maybe you can attend and hone your spirit animal. If it's strong, maybe you could do some good with it," West told her. Willow looked at Jared and shook her head. "I don't want to go. I don't want to leave you," Willow gasped. "Hey, Lily is a good person. She's strong-willed and very caring. She'll look after you, and so will Theo. And if you need me, I'm just a call away," Jared stated. Willow nodded and wiped away a tear. She hugged Jared and thanked him. He hugged her back and then she walked off following Theo. Jared then turned to Wes. He pulled out the USB drive from his pocket and handed it to him. "This was in the wreckage after I destroyed Tesla," Jared stated as he handed the USB drive to Wes. "This could have some rather interesting information on here." "Thank you, Jared," Wes nodded. Then Wes handed the USB drive to Splinter. The rat took it in his paw-like hand. "Make sure Rocky gets this. He'll want to know that the Machine Empire is kicking up dust again," Wes commanded. "I will make sure he gets it immediately," Splinter nodded. Then he walked away. Jared looked at Wes awkwardly. "So, how many years has it been, Jared, since we last saw each other?" Wes asked him. "A handful," Jared muttered. "How long have you been banished for?" Wes asked. 15 years. Jared replied. "Look, the council have been talking and Theo maybe has come up with a rather intriguing idea. Your skills would come in handy in some covert Black Ops type missions. We need people to play bad cop here. Some monsters doing more dirty work than just simply trying to take over the world and stuff. We want you to join us, Jared. You have redeemed yourself," Wes explained. Jared looked behind him to the desert that he walked through, the hot desert sand which seemed like home. Jared took a deep breath and sighed. He had finally been redeemed. Jared faced Wes and then looked him dead in the eye. "2 conditions," Jared said, holding up 2 fingers. "Name 'em," Wes replied. "1, I want to see Willow whenever she needs me. I'll need a communicator," Jared said. "We'll get you that right away," Wes grinned. "And 2, if I'm going to be some Black Ops warrior, I'll need a partner. Been alone for 15 years, kind of gets rather boring," Jared stated. "Had someone in mind?" Wes asked. "Yeah, but she's been hard to find. She has a habit of blending in," Jared grinned. "Oh, of course. Come on, let's go find her," Wes said with a small smile. Then he walked back to his vehicle. Jared took one more look at the empty desert before leaving his banished life behind him. Thank you everybody for listening to this video and checking out the stories. Of course, there are plenty more where that came from. I encourage you to check out the rest of this channel where you'll find more storylines for you to delve into. But there's even more than that. If you check out the description down below, you will find a whole array of different Tiger Tales channels. Each Tiger Tales channel is made for a specific purpose and hosts a whole array of different types of storylines. So I encourage you to check out the other Tiger Tales channels and delve into a massive amount of storytelling by myself and the Tiger Tales partners. If you have enjoyed yourself today, then please subscribe to the channel as it does show your support. Now, of course, the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I'm passionate about story writing and storytelling. And, of course, you should dive into what you are passionate about as well. So, I shall end this video with Roll with Passion.
That before we can...
Don't touch my Pringles.
Bye!